Husband's crazy coworker thinks they're in love, now claims he got her pregnant. I don't know your username on this forum, but you've finally given me a reason to post. I know you're reading this because you got the idea to confess to me about your supposed affair with my husband from the subreddit. I tried finding your post but couldn't. I'm not going to confront you face to face, but I need to set the record straight. Yeah, I remember meeting you at the company Christmas party, where you kept trying to pull my husband aside to talk. You pouted like a kid when he shut you down. I thought you were gonna throw a tantrum right there. And that time you bumped into us after my birthday dinner? Total coincidence, I'm sure. Seeing my husband practically jump away when you tried to hug him was the highlight of my night. I know my husband. I married him, had his kids, and built a life with him. But you probably don't know that I used to work at the same company as him, long before you showed up. You've only been there a few months, yet you're out here making a fool of yourself, cornering him after meetings, not just him, but other colleagues too. He told me everything, including how you accidentally sent him those spicy photos twice. Did you really think he wouldn't show me? You thought you could stalk his Instagram, see our happy family, and just lie your way into his life? Did you figure showing up at our house during a dinner party with fake text screenshots would make me flip out and divorce him? I bet HR already chewed you out for your creepy behavior and for snooping in his personnel file. Were you shocked when my husband turned you in? I don't care what happens to you now, but if you come near me, my husband, our kids, or our home again, I'm calling the cops. Pro tip, if you're gonna fake a text thread, at least fix the wrong phone number or swap it for a name. Quick update, she got fired. I'll post a full update once we figure out our next steps. Thanks for the support. Edit, I'm not sure which post to look for, maybe one where she admits to lying about an affair, or says she wants one, or genuinely believes they had one. When she showed up with those printed texts, she had this rehearsed apology speech and mentioned this forum multiple times. I searched that night but found nothing. Maybe I looked in the wrong place, or she deleted it. On a restraining order, if she shows up again, I'll pursue it. I talked to a cop friend who said we can't do much yet, but if she reappears, we'll explore options. For those worried about my safety, don't be cameras are on, kids are safe, dogs at home, families nearby. If I don't reply for a few hours, I'll get back to you. On her accessing my husband's file, the company hasn't changed since I worked there. Employees have user accounts with access levels based on their department. HR has an electronic database for personnel files, and every access is logged with a digital signature. There's proof she viewed my husband's file, don't know how many times, but she shouldn't have had access at all. She's in the events department, not HR. Either someone gave her access, meaning she could have edited files like a Wikipedia page, or it was a system glitch they missed. Update 1, thanks to everyone who supported me and my husband. Some of you said there's no smoke without fire, and normally I'd agree. Heck, I might have commented that myself. But my husband read your comments and asked me to share more context. He's a big shot in the company's marketing department, which works closely with the events team. When a colleague went on maternity leave, they hired this woman, let's call her Sarah, on a senior events team member's recommendation. After training, her boss put her on a major project with my husband. He was friendly but professional, and their meetings were never one-on-one. The project was a success, leading to another big one. That's when Sarah started acting weird. Before Christmas, she'd ask for clarifications after meetings, even though everything was already clear. When my husband redirected her to her boss, she suggested discussing work over coffee, lunch, or dinner multiple times a week, with comments like, "You look great today," all through work email. She met me at the company Christmas party and got super pouty when she couldn't get my husband alone. Days later, she sent him a spicy photo via social media. He didn't notice until she apologized in person, saying it was an accident. He checked the message with me there right after sending. She wrote, "Oops, wrong person." A week later, she sent another, bolder photo on a different platform. He had me open it. When she apologized, she asked if he told me, saying she didn't want me to misunderstand her drunken mistake. They weren't even friends on social media, so her excuse was flimsy. At my birthday dinner, she tried hugging him, and he dodged her, clearly uncomfortable. After that, she backed off a bit until last Monday. Update 2, Sarah got fired for harassment and gross ethical violations. Another employee was suspended, and they're under investigation. We've been working from home since last week's drama, so I didn't know she was suspended right after my husband reported her to HR on Wednesday. He turned over the fake texts, social media messages, with proof he never responded, and all her work emails. The company acted fast due to the severity of the claims. I don't know what she said in her defense, but she didn't accuse my husband of anything. As I mentioned, HR's database is restricted, but an IT employee gave Sarah unauthorized access. Logs show she viewed my husband's file 34 times, making so many edits they had to restore it from a backup. The IT guy's been suspended pending investigation. I don't work there anymore, so I'm relaying what my husband and former colleagues told me. The past 48 hours have been wild, but I'm glad this post spread to other platforms. Sarah's relative contacted us to apologize for her actions. After some messages, we had a long phone call. Without breaching privacy, I can share that Sarah has a history of fixating on men, leading to a restraining order and mandatory treatment in the past. Her family believes it stems from childhood trauma. She's stable on meds but stops taking them when she feels fine, triggering relapses. The fake texts she showed me were with her teenage niece, who thought it was a prank. The niece freaked out when we called the number and alerted her family. They found my post, recognized Sarah from my description, and confirmed she wrote it. She's now living with relatives 4 hours away. They'll contact us if she leaves or goes missing, especially since her meds haven't kicked in yet. We're not filing charges yet but informed the police, as our cop friend advised. Her family knows. We're upgrading our home security over the next 2 weeks, and the kids' school and daycare have photos of Sarah with strict instructions to call us if she's seen. Hopefully, no more updates needed. Time for a glass of wine and, fingers crossed, some sleep. Edit: Sarah's niece saw my post and recognized the text conversation I mentioned, especially the part about me and the kids being kicked out. That's how the family connected the dots. I don't know more about their family drama since I haven't spoken to her directly. Update 3: We're still in touch with Sarah's relative, Wayne. Her condition's improving, but it'll take time for her meds to fully work. Her family worked hard to explain why her behavior was wrong and why she needs to stay on her meds. They're worried we'll sue, but we're not planning to yet. Sarah's niece apologized for her role, but she's young, so we're not mad. The IT employee was fired. Sarah asked him for access to check her own file, but he left it open, giving her access to others' files too. That access has been revoked, and the company's likely consulting lawyers about him. The senior events team member who recommended Sarah also apologized. He had no clue about her issues until HR stepped in. We're not suing her or the company, we just want to move on peacefully. We'd only sue if my husband's reputation or our safety were at risk. For now, we're just relieved it didn't escalate further, though we've got a few more gray hairs. Update 4: I hope the last update was it, but things got crazier than we could have imagined. This feels like a bad soap opera that keeps getting worse, turning into a full-on circus. Quick recap for new readers: my husband worked with Sarah, who became obsessed with him, showed up at our house with fake proof of an affair, and turned out to be mentally unstable. We arranged with her brother, Wayne, father of the niece she texted, for her to live with their aunt and uncle 4 hours away to recover and stay on her meds. Wayne promised to notify us if anything happened. Things were fine until late March. I was gardening out front, phone inside, when I looked up and saw Sarah standing there, smiling, thrilled to catch me at home. She'd apparently come by multiple times but missed us. Before I could react, she gleefully announced she's pregnant and my husband's the father. I was so stunned I could barely see straight. She looked polished, not disheveled, but clearly off her meds, still believing in this fantasy romance with my husband. She said their love child is due mid-June, and since I've been such a supportive wife through his affair, we should get along so I can be part of the kid's life. She hoped I wouldn't take her love for my husband out on the baby. It'd sound sweet if any of it were true. Let me be clear, my husband can't be the father. With 4 kids, his job, our social life, his home hobbies, and our shared interests, he barely has time to breathe, let alone cheat. If her pregnancy timeline's accurate, she got pregnant before she even met him. He reviewed her resume during hiring but didn't meet her until she started working. I checked my phone and saw missed calls and voicemails from Wayne, begging me to call back. I called him before telling my husband. Wayne confirmed his aunt slipped up and revealed Sarah's pregnancy. Sarah told them she's pregnant when she arrived at their place, and they decided she'd stop her antipsychotics until the baby's born. She promised to stay away from us until then but insisted my husband's the father. The day before, she decided to tell me herself. She's plus-sized, so I didn't notice her baby bump at 4 or 5 months. Honestly, I was too shocked to process. Wayne said their aunt and uncle believed Sarah's story about a one-night stand with my husband, thinking he's just denying it to me, fueling her obsession. They took her word without checking. Wayne was as upset as us, knowing his sister was spiraling while her family enabled her. I told my husband, who was freaked out and worried about our safety. We reported it to the police and considered a restraining order but wanted paternity proof first. It's her word against his, and he can't prove he never touched her. Sarah showed up again in early April. We saw her approaching, sent the kids upstairs, and talked to her outside. I didn't want her near our kids or knowing our home's layout. She asked to come in, rubbing her now obvious bump. I firmly said no. My husband demanded a paternity test, which offended her. She said she'd never cheated on him but agreed to a test after the baby's born to prove it's his. As infuriating as it was, I get why she refused a prenatal test. It's her body. But she was so convincing, so rational sounding, that if I'd seen her for the first time, I might have doubted my husband. The scariest part was how sincerely she believed he's the father. I've dealt with mental illness before, but never like this. Then she asked for money for the baby and to move out from her relative's place by the birth, since everyone knows about their affair. We refused, saying we'd help only if a test confirms paternity. In late April, my husband's parents called. Despite knowing the situation, they gently asked if there's any chance the kid's his. His firm no was enough for them. They explained Sarah showed up at their house, wanting them to be part of the baby's life. We don't know how she got their address, maybe she followed us or saw my husband's old address in his file. We checked with our kids, no strangers approached them or asked them to keep secrets. Our kids are never alone anyway. A week later, Sarah crashed our backyard barbecue with friends. The kids were at my in-laws, so we were relaxing. We just started telling friends about the drama when Sarah walked through our kitchen into the backyard like she owned the place, rubbing her belly and introducing herself. Our friends hadn't met her, but she didn't stay long. My husband escorted her out. I followed. We tried staying calm to avoid triggering her, but our patience snapped. We told her she can't just show up, that my husband isn't the father, that they never had any relationship, and he owes her nothing. My husband let out all his frustration. Sarah seemed to break for a moment, stunned, confused, then left quickly. We called Wayne, who found her late that night. That was the last straw. I started the process to sell our house. I love our home, but knowing Sarah could appear anytime stole my sense of safety. We considered speeding up the restraining order but didn't want to trigger another episode. Some friends at the barbecue started questioning my husband, looking for holes in his story. I get why Sarah's so convincing. People think, maybe something happened, and you're just naive. I don't blame them, I'd probably wonder too. But our close friends and family never doubted us. Sarah showed up again when we weren't home. Cameras caught her peering in our windows, muttering incoherently, looking paranoid. That sealed it. We accepted an offer on a new house in a gated community. We're moving now. Wayne called recently. Sarah had her baby, who looks just like her ex-boyfriend. He asked if my husband still wanted a DNA test. He did, to shut down any doubts. I never doubted him, but we had emotional talks under stress, not because I thought he cheated, but because this was terrifying. The test was also to ensure Sarah couldn't come after us for child support later. Her aunt and uncle admitted they were wrong, and Wayne chewed them out for enabling her. They apologized through him, ashamed after realizing the truth. They gave Sarah an ultimatum: take her meds daily under supervision or go to a psychiatric hospital, with Wayne caring for her baby until she's stable. She agreed to the meds. The DNA test confirmed my husband's not the father. His face when we got the results, pure relief and joy. It's been a wild 6 months, but things are calming down. Sarah's doing better, though struggling as a new mom. Wayne's encouraging her to contact her ex. She's starting to accept there was no romance with my husband as her meds kick in. I gave Wayne some baby stuff for her, saying it's from a sale or friends, not us. She doesn't need to know we helped. Our life's getting back to normal. If I missed anything, ask in the comments. Police involvement comment: we're pursuing a restraining order. Sorry, my post was long, and I rewrote it a few times, so I might have skipped details. We reported every incident to the police, but Sarah mostly just talked, no threats or violence, just weird conversations. My husband wanted the DNA test to clear his name fully, which delayed the restraining order, as it could have complicated testing. Dealing with someone mentally unstable who shows up unexpectedly is tough. Panicking clouds your judgment. Staying calm and avoiding confrontation is best. We lost it once at the barbecue. Sarah genuinely believed she and my husband were in love and that her kid was his. I worry about her innocent baby. Being a new mom with mental health issues must be brutal. I gave Wayne baby stuff but told him not to say it's from us. It's not about her deserving it, it's for the kid. DNA test comment: we knew you could do a prenatal blood test for paternity, but Sarah refused, wanting to wait until the baby was born. We didn't push a mentally unstable pregnant woman, fearing she'd harm herself or us. Husband's relief comment: he felt relief because he thought I might have had tiny doubts, like maybe I believed Sarah's affair story or that he hired her to be close to her. Classic soap opera nonsense. My take: this is a wild ride. Sarah's behavior is terrifying, especially since she's so convincing in her delusions. The narrator and her husband handled it as best they could, staying calm, reporting incidents, and prioritizing their kids' safety. The DNA test was a smart move to shut down any legal or social fallout. I'm torn about Sarah stopping her meds during pregnancy. I get that antipsychotics can be risky for a fetus, but her family should have monitored her closer, knowing her history. It's a tough call, mental health versus baby's health, but letting her spiral unchecked put the narrator's family at risk. Sarah's not evil, she's sick, but that doesn't excuse the chaos she caused. The narrator's compassion, like giving baby stuff, shows heart, but I respect her keeping distance. What do you think? Was the narrator too lenient, or did they handle it right? Should Sarah's family have done more? Drop your thoughts below, check out our last video, link here, subscribe for more crazy stories, and thanks for watching.